What's up, guys? This is Mike Loris, going to be casting a game from round number 3 of week 4 of League of Dota. This game is going to be between the Seal Cub Clubbing Club, which is, to me, that's just like a hilarious name. Of course, it's horrible, like Seal Clubbing. I do not condone violence against animals in any way, but that's quite a tongue twister right there. And I'm not going to call them the Seal Cub Clubbing Club every time I want to refer to their team. It's not going to happen. Probably I'm just going to say what's in the upper left, Sccc. They're going to be going up against the Thundercats. Oh, and well, we see at least one notable person, Hannah Montana. If you don't know who that is, it's a person who used to play for Complexity, which is mostly Liquid right now. I think it was Complexity, but yeah, the current Liquid squad, most of those guys were on Complexity with Hannah Montana. Then they broke up after TI2, I think. I think that's when it dissolves. Yes, I want to say that that's about when Hannah Montana left, although I'm not really sure. So, quite a notable player in this game. Was famous for the off-lane Tidehunter. That was when the creep aggro was a little bit more difficult for the off-laner, and well, it worked quite well actually. I don't know how Hannah Montana made it work, but it definitely got working. So, yeah, that's claim to fame, or at least one of them. Also, you know, competing on Complexity is a big one, and competing on Complexity in Dota 2 at TI2 is that's pretty noteworthy. And placing like 5th or 7th or something, Complexity was the highest ranked Western team aside from Navi.
Dire team ban.
Yeah, aside from Navi, that sounds about right. But yeah, it was like the America team, a lot like Liquid on TI3. But enough about that. We have picks to go over. Seal Cub Clubbing Club. I'm just going to keep saying that for as long as I can until it's going to be too difficult. They pick up the Slark as well as the Nyx Assassin as the first two heroes. And Thundercats, oh, that was in response to the Thundercats pick of the OD. So OD is going to be pretty sad about that. Because OD has a lot of intelligence, mana burn is going to absolutely wreck him. And he'll always have mana to burn through. So, like, you'll burn his mana, and usually when you burn someone's mana, they'll eventually run out of mana to burn. But not OD. He'll always have mana to burn, and it will be a lot. So it will be doing like 400 damage of mana burn, like at least.
Reserve time.
It's absurd, and I think this Nyx would be do well to max this out. Maybe not because of the intelligence multiplier, which isn't as important, but just to get that cooldown down to level 4. Of course, Impale is going to take priority. It will never not take priority, but mana burn, it's going to be real valuable. And Seal Cub Clubbing Club will probably want to lane the Nyx in some sort of core role, I think, just to get that much more value out of him. Of course, OD versus Nyx is a lineup that OD is going to win. There aren't many lineups that OD is going to lose. If he goes against Slark, maybe Slark does decent, but did they change it so that you can't Dark Pact out of Astral? I think they did. I might be wrong about that, though, so apologies if I am incorrect about that. But, yeah, so OD, the Seal Cub Clubbing Club definitely do have tools against OD. Crystal Maiden, of course, will be roaming, maybe with a Mirana, maybe with a Alchemist. No, yeah, Alchemist is not banned, yeah, so possibly those could be some roaming heroes for the Crystal Maiden to partner up with. But both teams not really showing their hand just yet, which is good. You never want to see a team like pick up Pugna, Death Prophet, and it's like, well, I wonder what they're going to go for. Thundercats still going to try to protect their OD as much as possible, banning out the two other best heroes versus him, the Razor as well as the Viper, who basically just stand toe-to-toe with OD. Imprison will not save the OD from the damage drain of the Razor, so it gets really ugly when it's OD versus a Razor. But you never really see it anymore, because it's always teams pretty diligently banning the heroes, their respective heroes out. Windranger rather, as well as Abaddon. Both heroes that Seal Cub Clubbing Club are going to be banning out as well.
Reserve time.
Really want to have this OD being bailed out of any situations by an Abaddon. And it looks like the Seal Cub Clubbing Club, well, they're also going to have a lot of lockdown on their team. Slark already does have one with the Pounce. He also will be doing some pretty good damage. And then, of course, you have the Nyx with the Impale. Will be a little bit difficult to hit Impales, because that's the way Nyx is nowadays. But still should be a pretty potent amount of disables for the soft OD. And Thundercat's actually going to go for a Lone Druid.
Radiant team pick.
I mean, Lone Druid's still a strong hero, has been falling off a little bit as of late. You see him less and less, whereas before he was a first pick. Now not so much. It's either like get the Radiance or just like die trying, and then if you don't, then you're pretty much screwed. He's still very, very tanky, however, and well, he could be still punished by Slark as well as Nick Assassin, but you know, having a Slark pounce on you isn't too bad as Lone Druid because you're really tanky, first of all, but also you have that bear to just wail on the Slark while he's hitting you.
5 seconds remaining.
It's not a terrible pick, and we'll give the Thundercats a little bit more lane control. Lone Druid might just want to solo up a lane, then they can go super aggressive with the CM and then whatever 2 heroes Thundercats want to pick up as their other 2. As I said before, Alchemist as well as what was it, not in the pool, Mirana, both still available, but Thundercats have their late game pretty much on lockdown. Slark late game is pretty scary, but OD Lone Druid are, you know, both fairly terrifying in their own rights as well. So Thundercats still looking for one more support, as well as a core carry hero. I don't think they're going to be laning Lone Druid with CM. It's not much synergy there. Seal Cub Clubbing Club going to go with the Venomancer pickup. Will prevent the pushing from Thundercats to be too super strong. We also have seen Venomancer do pretty well against ODs in the past, just because Venomancer's wards are so damn cheap and does so much damage. Thundercats, they are going to go for that Mirana, by the way.
Radiant team pick.
But Venomancer versus OD is a lineup that's, well, OD should pretty much win all lineups, but it's a lineup that Venomancer actually does remarkably well at. Just because his Poison Sting will always do damage to OD. Venomancer isn't really totally reliant on his spells in order to control the lane. Whereas heroes like Queen of Pain and stuff like that, they rely on their right clicks a little bit, but it's mostly the pressure from their spells
10
force people
seconds
back.
remaining.
The Venomancer, if he lands 1 attack, 2 attacks, and he drops a Plague Ward, he gets a 3rd. The Poison Sting damage does add up, and OD, seeing as though they don't go for mechs anymore, or they generally don't, he'll struggle to defend against that. Also, Tranquil Boots are absolute garbage on OD now. Never ever get that. So Venomancer is probably going to go towards the mid lane, and Seal Cub Clubbing Club have actually picked up the Bristleback. So that's going to be their late game. Bristleback as well as Slark. A lot of damage on the front lines. Very, very tanky lineups. Or very tanky heroes from both sides, and Lone Druid as well as the Bristleback. So it's going to be really a race to see who could cut through the back line first. In which case, it's going to be Bristleback and Slark on the back lines, and really the Thundercats with the initiation advantage so far. Aside from the Nick Assassin, who might go for a fast Blink Dagger, though it's probably going to be a support Nick, so it's probably not going to be too fast of a Blink Dagger on the support Nicks. Seal Cub Clubbing Club still going to look for their last support, and it's going to be Bane banned out by the Thundercats. Makes sense. Bane Nightmare is a perfect setup for Slark, perfect setup for a Nick Assassin Impale. If you miss it, then you're a noob. When you're set up by Nightmare, at least. But I think Alchemist might be a ban that Seal Cub Clubbing Club might want to consider. It's actually going to be the Clinks. They're scared about all this range damage from the Thundercats. The slow and steady Methodical will just rely on the Crystal Maiden as the core support hero. It's not really the best thing to do, but it will mean that Thundercats will run Mirana in a support capacity, which is pretty good. Just like her and Crystal Maiden together roaming around is scary. You can get kills just off of an arrow by itself. Add in a Frostbite and a Nova to that, and the kill is all but assured. And last hero, we'll see what Thundercats want to pick up.
5 seconds remaining.
They don't have that. Oh wait, they have 30 seconds. I thought this was the bonus time for some reason. All right, okay. So they still have a good amount of time. I think both lineups actually fairly balanced. They don't really have any. They have some pretty strong lanes on both ends. They're not really going full-on push or full-on turtle, full-on team fight or anything like that. They're just a lot of strong heroes that, although don't really have the hugest of synergies together, aside from the Mirana Crystal Maiden, it's going to be doomed for Thundercats. We'll shut down the Slark very, very well. Nick Assassin a little bit as well, but really a support Nick Assassin, not as high a priority as a core farming Slark. Doom most likely going to be going into that jungle. Yeah, Jungle Doom, Crystal Maiden with a Mirana, Lone Druid, OD, both playing cores. Won't be a terrible lineup. Doom not having much armor though will be punished severely by the Bristleback, and really the large amount of right-click damage from the Seal Cub Clubbing Club. They don't have much damage, the Irradiant team. Magic damage. They have like the Nick Assassin, Burn versus OD, Venomancer, damage over time. Not really the most reliable when you're trying to kill people. Slark, of course, does have a little bit, but he will scale into the physical damage later on, and Bristleback doesn't have any at all. So the burst from the Radiant team isn't really that high. However, their sticking power, their chasing power, and really just their lane control is really where the power of their lineup lies. I think having another stun would be pretty damn good. They are looking for a support hero, so maybe just a Vengeful Spirit would be fine. I think that would probably be pretty good. We'll be very, very vulnerable to the Thundercat side, but really, you're not going to find a support hero that's not vulnerable to the other team. That's kind of how supports work. Vengeful Spirit, Lina.
Remaining.
Probably just a Vengeful, though. Let's get a single target stun. Ah, it's Tidehunter. Okay, well, both teams saving up their real tanky hero for their last pick, and, well, Tidehunter. I don't really know how much I like Tidehunter as a support anymore. He does do a good amount of work. I feel like there's heroes that are better for roaming and stuff like that. Tidehunter definitely adds a teamfight element that many support heroes do not offer. But, I mean, they will have that Ravage. But again, Ravage has a very, very long, easy-to-read cooldown. It's just 150 seconds. That's it. So every 150 seconds, the Seal Clubbing Club will be fighting at full strength. Whereas Thundercats, they'll be reliant on Doom a little bit, which is a shorter cooldown. They'll be reliant on Sanity's Eclipse, which is a larger cooldown as well, but like Ravage is such a core spell to have, whereas OD, he does a lot of damage even if he doesn't have his ultimate. Like, he just has those orbs. He'll be able to steal people's int, stuff like that. Hello?
Better get ready.
Oh, also, let's see if I could, Deepest Depths? Maybe just default HUD. Maybe that'll look better on the overlay. I'm just gonna take a quick look, guys. That doesn't look better at all. We'll just shit this over a little bit. Perfecter. Okay, it's fine. Alright. So we have some BM coming out, but it looks like both teams going to go towards their lane. We have, on the Sccc side, Tidehunter, being played by Toxin, starting off with the BM. B's in the trap, haha. I don't really know how that... he's going to be playing Slark. AJ, very simple name, thank you, is going to be on the Venomancer bottom lane. It's going to be Green Magic on the Bristleback, and Comminuted, okay, on the next Assassin. On the TC side, we have Salen going to be playing that Mirana. Moon City is on the Crystal Maiden. Hannah Montana is on the Doom, and High School on the OD. That leaves Smurf Shinobi on the Lone Druid up on the top lane. So it looks like Moon City, as well as the... well, actually, they're going to leave Mirana off down in spot lane. Moon City is going to be protecting this Lone Druid. They want this Lone Druid to get really, really safe farm. And, well, it's going to be a Slark mid, so it looks like my lane predictions, take all of them and throw them out the window, because I apparently don't know what I'm doing anymore. Green Magic, as well as Comminuted, are going to both be on this bottom lane. They should be able to lock down this Mirana pretty well. They're both melee, which is not ideal, but they do have, you know, they're the kind of melee heroes that have the lane control of ranged heroes, pretty much. Just with that Quill Spray spam, being able to run at the Mirana and then forcing a leap just, you know, off the bat, it's pretty effective. But Mirana's still going to get her levels. She's not going to get any kills on this lane unless Nyx does something really stupid. But this bottom lane should go pretty well for the Radiant side. High School in the mid lane will do pretty well versus Bees in the trap, because if that happens, you'll just be able to do exactly what we just saw. High School, you know, trade hits with this Slark, but I think ultimately the Slark not going to get the edge in this fight. You do want the Slark to get experience, but at the same time, it's going to be up against an OD, and whenever you're up against an OD, you're going to have to be a little bit scared, a little bit cautious, and you're going to be denied creep kills like that. Top lane, it's Toxin, as well as AJ going toe-to-toe with Smurf Shinobi, as well as Moon City. Hannah Montana still in the jungle, and Doom's going to be receiving pretty much completely unimpeded farm. Smurf Shinobi not going to be in any pressure whatsoever. However, Moon City might be in a little bit of trouble. He's the right clicks on the Crystal Maiden. They hurt a lot. AJ, though, going for level 1 Plague Wards. And I'm not too sure how much I like that. Plague Wards at level 1 are utter garbage. Venomous Scale actually does something. And when given the choice, I would always go for the spell that does something. That's my professional opinion. But AJ actually going to go straight for the Sting. So he's going to try to lock down this lane as much as possible to get as much pushing as possible. But really, Hannah Montana's going to get free farm on the bottom lane. And this is where the trade-off happens. They're going to leave Salem down to the bot lane alone. So, like, otherwise it would have been 2v2. But they're going to get, in exchange for that, a free farming Doom. Comminuted, I don't think he's going to contribute enough to this lane to warrant this. So in the long run, I do think that Thundercats are going to get a little bit better in these exchanges because Miranda is going to be completely functional down in this bottom lane. AJ in a little bit of trouble actually on the top lane. Bear doing some pretty good damage with that Orb of Venom. AJ will drop another ward. Moon City will get one more right click. It won't be enough to kill off this Venomancer. Moon City getting beaten down by Toxin. Is there another Gush? There is not. Hannah Montana killed by a neutral in the meantime. What a scrub. I thought you were on Complexity. I'm just kidding, man. I don't make judgments like that, but I don't know what happened. The Doombringer... Where was it? Really? Well, I hear Slark gonna go toe-to-toe with High School. I don't know if Bees in the Trap actually wants to be doing this. He wastes the salve. He's another in prison as well. OD, though, not gonna keep chasing that one out. Where did Hannah Montana die? He died to these things? No. I don't know where he died. But that's definitely not where I expected First Blood to happen. Of course, it doesn't count as First Blood, but that was definitely interesting. Moon City as well. Oh, Moon City, you were getting way too close. Toxin had a Gush the entire time. It was a trap. Smurf Shinobi also in a lot of danger. Poison is stacking up very, very high. AJ will not get the kill. Smurf Shinobi will take down quite a bit from that, though he does still have a lot of restoratives. And so far on the top lane, it is one kill in favor of the Seal Cub Clubbing Club going to the Tidehunter. 5 for 1. Who's the primary farmer here anyway? I guess the Tidehunter is trying to be the primary farmer, but really, this is like an aggressive dual lane, which is really not something that should exist. Hannah Montana is going to get right in on AJ. He does have the movement speed. I think just one more hit will do it. No, he needs 2 more. Run, Venomancer, run. The Scorched Earth will not kill him off. And now Toxin body blocking Hannah Montana, though. Hannah Montana is not going to have any of that. Turning around for a Shockwave. And Toxin bit off a little bit more than he could chew. I mean, it's a level 3 Tidehunter. He can pretty much only eat krill. Fighting a Doom is not really what he wants to do. Shockwave doing work for Hannah Montana. And really, that's not what you would expect from a Doom. Doom ganks, or Doom as a jungler is that of a farming hero. He just farms the jungle, he gets his gold, he wants to be left alone. He doesn't gank well. But getting a kill on the Doom that early, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Looks like Green Magic's going to be left alone on that bottom lane. However, now he's up against a level 5 Mirana. There is a little bit of kill potential on this Mirana if she lands an arrow. It will be a pretty tall order of her to do that, and even if she does, Bristleback is still very, very tanky. Mirana doesn't do that much damage, so I think this bottom lane now is at worst going to be a wash. But Common Unit going to move up to the top lane rather, where they're going to try to shut down this bear even more. But you can see 24 for 6. This bear is still getting his farm. Toxin, he's 6 for 1. Venomancer's 1 for 1. The Thundercats are just getting farm all over the map, and I'm pretty sure that will be reflected in the gold earned. It is. Experience earned, it is. Their top lane's last hitting very well, 15 for 3 versus 24 for 6. Bottom lane's going a little bit in favor of the Radiant, but nearly Slark is getting absolutely crushed on the mid lane. He has enough mana for a pounce, and that's about it, which is a sad life for a Slark. He has his bottle, but really, do you want to bottle up at 100 max mana? That's not really going to be doing much at all.
It was never you.
Mostly just a healing salve that's replenishable at this point. So OD, not unexpectedly, crushing his lane. And now we have a really, really, really weird lane up on the top lane where Toxin's up here, getting himself denied, getting rooted as well. Toxin might even go down from this one. Where did the smoke go? Smoke's going the complete opposite direction. Toxin, no. He thought he had backup. He's going to salve up and turn around. Toxin going to go down again. However, hopefully, for the Seal Cub Clubbing Club, it's going to be a kill on High School in retaliation. High School might smell something coming. Oh, yes, he definitely smells something coming. If a pounce lands, that might be it, but they're instead going to go for Hannah Montana. Very, very weak. AJ as well as Common Unit. Can they run into this Doom? If a Gale lands, this Doom is dead, but Doom is going to slip out as well. This Smoke Gank not getting anything done. In fact, they actually killed the Tidehunter with it. Common Unit going to show his face, but that's about it. Nothing happens from that Smoke Gank. And, well, the goal of the top lane was to pressure the Lone Druid, while at the same time getting some farm in the Tidehunter. The Tidehunter doesn't need a lot of farm, that's why he's played as support hero, but you just want a little bit. You know, get his boots up, maybe an early set of arcanes, ideally a Blink Dagger, but you know, good luck getting that to happen. That didn't happen. Instead, the bear got complete farm. Tidehunter got nothing. Now Common Unit gonna get rooted down. There's a Gale into Moon City. Common Unit is gonna be on the run. Bees in the Trap's gonna come right in though. Moon City still slow due to the Gale. Invisibility from Bees in the Trap. He will be able to secure this kill onto Moon City very, very easily. Another right click from Slark will do it. Meantime, though, Smurf Shinobi still chasing down Common Unit. Courier flying overhead. Common Unit will live at 25 HP. And Smurf Shinobi, where are you going? I don't really know, but it should be fine regardless. However, Tidehunter is running to intercept. He does have a level 2 Gush. There's the Gush. They're going to come back in for a first hit route, of course. Of course, it's a first hit route. Slark's still on the chase, though. Smurfshinobi still on the run. Bees in the trap, going to leap through the trees. Smurfshinobi is going to get another hit route. Another route. Easy. But he's going to run straight to the Green Magic. Green Magic, actually pretty weak, has been tangoing with the Mirana. I assume Toxin going to be just fine. Alright, so the Lone Druid takes a nice tour of the enemy jungle, does escape out of that situation with his life. Bristleback does pick up a Vanguard, still very tanky, though Salen getting his farm as well.
Radiant's mid tower
Really can't say the same thing about the top lane, where Smurfshinobi has returned, and he's going to go straight for AJ. Come on, first hit and tangle. Show me some bullshit. No, it's actually not going to be the case, but there is a stomp. There's a second hit and tangle. Good enough, and AJ is going to go down. Hannah Montana coming in with a War Stomp gank from Doom. 1-1 and 1 on this Doombringer, level 6 as well. He's farming pretty decently in the jungle. Wasn't pressured at all. I mean, he almost was pressured, but that didn't really go. That really didn't go the way of Sccc. Next Assassin, really struggling to get his levels up. Bristleback does have farm, but that's pretty much it on the Radiant side. The gold experience lead is slowly moving towards the Thundercats, and really Sccc, their plan of going super aggressive with this Tidehunter pick is simply not paying off for them. The plan on the top lane, again, was to pressure the Lone Druid out of farm range. And that didn't happen, because there's no one on the Radiant team top lane to actually farm up and get those items. At least they tried to get it on Toxin, that didn't work, obviously. So now the Tidehunter is pretty much just another support hero, so they only do have 2 cores in the Bristleback as well as Slark, and even late game, I don't know if the Bristleback and Slark will actually do enough to fight off a Lone Druid, a stacked Doom, a Mirana, as well as an OD. Sccc, they're going really deep into this early game, but they're not actually getting anything from this early game, except they might get a kill on Smurfshinobi if this pounce lands. There is invisibility from Mirana, and there's no true sight. The bear is still attacking, though. If Toxin gets...
coming apart.
Oh, it's going to be Doom, actually, on Bees on the Trap. There's the first hit and tangle on the Slark. Gush going to come through on Hannah Montana, but it's not going to be enough to save that little lizard guy. Easy kill for Smurfshinobi. Getting the farm, getting the kills as well. 1,400 gold on the bear. He has almost power treads. I think he's going to get that. Maybe a Midas? He does have that gold as well. But he could just rush up a Radiance. Against a dual lane, or I guess in a 2v2 lane, this quick of a Relic rush is actually pretty impressive. And Sccc actually struggling quite a bit versus this enemy lineup. I think this Tidehunter, well, maybe, I don't know. I definitely feel like the Tidehunter isn't contributing that much to his team. He wants his Arcane Boots. Once he has that, he'll be able to get enough mana for a Ravage, which could turn things around. Whenever you have a Ravage on your side, you never want to be exiting the game too soon, because a 5-man Ravage will win you the game single-handedly sometimes.
Radiant's mid tower could use a
run straight into Bees in the Trap. Common Unit is there as well, but only level 1 Impale. I said this next Assassin is going to be prioritizing mana burn, but I didn't realize he'd be prioritizing mana burn this much. When you get it this much, this early, you don't have enough mana. I mean, it costs 100 mana a pop, and you do have a lower cooldown, but so what if you cast it, but you don't have enough mana, right? It doesn't really do that much, which is usually why you get Impale, because you want as much value out of this one cast as possible, because the cooldown is consistent. So I think Assassin instead is going to have an Impale that really doesn't do that much. The stun duration doubles, and it doesn't really seem like a lot when you actually read the numbers, but it actually does make a large difference your level of Impale. So he's going to go for as much burst as he can versus OD. The mana burn will still do a lot if he could actually get it in. So he's going to go all in on this mana burn, all in on this OD. And AJ does have Moon City right above him. It looks like Thundercats smells something coming. He's in the trap, pushing pretty aggressively as the Slark.
Dire's
try to go for the tower.
Having technical difficulties.
However, in the meantime, Shinobi up on the top lane. He's pushing the tower as well. Bottom lane still a wash.
Dire's mid tower won't lack one
he's in the trap. You don't want to really get hit by that. That's not a good idea. Tower does go down. He's in the trap. Oh, he's in so much trouble. He's doomed. He's just dead. Deny? Deny? No deny. Outworld Devourer coming in for the kill, and he's in the prison. It's going to be AJ. I don't think this Venomancer is going to get out of here. Gale or not, he's going to go down as well. I really don't know what the Slark was doing. Like, he didn't realize he was getting hit by the tower or something like that.
Radiant's top towers taking
Slark isn't really a tanky hero. He's
toughened up
sustained, yes, but he's not tanky. And well, he definitely got punished for that. Venomancer as well, getting caught out a little bit out of position. Commuted can get some more levels on his bot lane. Does now have his level 6, where ordinarily I would say, okay, now Nick Assassin is going to try to get some ganks. Now is when Sccc can actually get their early game going, because Nick Assassin can set up and initiate. Oh, Toxin gonna get pegged by an arrow. Read like a book by Salen. Toxin gonna get stars straight to the noggin. Green Magic gonna come in, try to ward off Salen as well as High School, but an OD in prison into an ultimate will kill off. Salen actually gonna drop, and the prison will drop in exchange. It's a 1-for-1. High School's gonna walk out of there just fine. Does have the hand of Midas. Will go for a 4-staff as well.
Radiant's mid tower
Salen
could use a hand.
dropping in that exchange. High Montana in the meantime on this middle lane has maxed out Scorched Earth instead of Devour. Kind of uncharacteristic. He's now going to get initiated upon by Bees in the trap. No disables here though. He's going to recognize that and teleport straight up to safety. Usually you do see the Devour just to get as much gold as you can. It does lower the cooldown as well, so it's just a farm build. But going for Scorched Earth is a little bit more aggressive, with an early point in level death is even more aggressive still. Oh, Moon City in High School. Who is this? Green Magic. Gonna get first down. Ravage. Gonna catch Crystal Maiden just on the tip. And it's a double kill for Toxin. Right place at the right time with that Ravage. Sailing gonna throw an arrow. Toxin gonna get pegged yet again. Doesn't have a point in Kraken Shell. It might free him of that stun. It will. But Salen's still on the chase. Gush as well as Anchor Smash. Toxin with that minus damage from Anchor Smash. Gonna turn this around on Salen as well. He doesn't have another Star Storm. Toxin doesn't have the Anchor Smash. He will not have a Gush though. It looks like both sides gonna get out of there just fine. Here comes a Slark. Another Star Storm will not kill off Toxin. He will live at 11 HP. Toxin playing like an absolute baller. That's true. He didn't do anything. But we have a Doom on this middle lane. AJ on the run. Maxed out the Scorched Earth. Actually does some pretty good damage over time. So yeah, this Venomancer's going for. How do you like your Venomancer? Well done. That's what you're getting. Commuted in the area as well, but his ganks aren't that strong unless it's maybe. His ganks are pretty strong against OD. He has a lot of damage there. But against anyone else, it's not that much. 80 damage nuke. Do you really want to spend 95 mana on an 80 damage nuke? I don't really think you do. But Toxin taking out of that bot lane alive. 1300 gold, does have those arc boots completed up. He will try to go for a blink dagger. And at that point, Ravage will be pretty good. See, when you have a maxed out mana burn like this, Commuted pretty much wants to be spamming it versus this OD. This is free damage. Maybe not with a regen rune in the bottle, but that's pretty much the game plan for Nick Assassin. Do as much work on OD as possible. Never, ever, ever stop the pressure onto OD, because that's what you built your guy for, to kill OD. Oh, Rune City, you don't really want to be here. He's going to get initiated by a Slark. Hit, and hit. Moon City getting a little bit caught out of position. Hannah Montana in the area as well. Absolutely fearless, though. He does know that AJ is literally right around these trees. And here comes the arrow. AJ is, just barely going to dodge it. That was friggin' close. And he's going to drop a ward to cover his escape as well. Salen has been pretty good with these arrows, I gotta say. But now Commuted is coming in. Nick Assassin with the level 1 Impale. He can't get anyone but the OD. The Impale doesn't last long at all. I mean, Salen, he's going to just be able to leap out of there.
Bottom tower,
oh, but the Courier's in danger. Well, Salen going to get Vendetta. Mana Burn as well. Another Impale. AJ there for the slows, but Salen going to... Oh, no, that leap didn't go far enough. There's Salen. They see him. Get him. Ravage wasted, but the pounce was enough. Mirana's really, really dead now, guys. Holy crap. High School, going on straight into Green Magic. Green Magic going to get doomed up. Not really target you want to doom, but hell, as long as you kill him, it's okay. Green Magic going to get picked off way too far away from the team. And in the meantime...
Radiant's top tower
Shinobi still in the top lane. He's going to take down the top tier 2 tower for free. Does have the Maelstrom up. He's working his way towards a Mjolnir on top of that. Here comes Slark, going to initiate onto High School. Instantly into that invisibility. AJ going to pop the ultimate as well. Hannah Montana on the run. Is there a Gale? There is a Gale still available. Commuted though, going to aim with the Impale and miss. Where's the Mana Burn? He's trying to land that as well. Gale onto High School will land, but here comes Shinobi. Huge Mana Burn. It demolishes 8 people, but here comes the Bear as well. Go straight for AJ. AJ's going to get rooted. Meantime, Commuted going to finish off the OD. He's on the run as well as Bees in the Trap Tower. Will finish him off. Hannah Montana going to get the credit for that one. Toxin still on the run. Green Magic is going to try to ward off the Bear. Toxin going to get rooted one more time, and it will just not be enough. Shinobi on his way out. He will get the Goose stacked up on him and summon another Bear, though. Green Magic can get pegged by an arrow from a mile away. Here comes the CM ultimate as well. It's going to be an absolute bloodbath on this bottom lane. Hannah Montana still up and strong. Does still have that mech, and he is going to go for the tier 1 tower now.
Ain't a pretty sight right
Smurf Shinobi coming in at the perfect timing. Lone Druid reinforcing his team and then some. He did lose his bear once, but that's not really a big deal because his bear is just so terrifying right now. Maelstrom, does he have enough money from Mjolnir? I think he might with that tower. He definitely does have enough money from Mjolnir if he does decide to get it, although AC might be a little bit more desirable because you can't actually use the static charge on the Spirit Bear because he doesn't have any mana, which kind of sucks. So it's Hyperstone into AC, I think is what's going to be the item of choice. And Toxin. He's pretty weak, and Moon City and Salem. Oh, they see him. They definitely see him. Stars? No, Arrow's actually going to get eaten by a wolf. Bear the Trap going to try to get a retaliation kill on Moon City. It will work first, though. He's going to go to town on AJ. Look at the damage from this bear. Holy crap. AJ is on the run. He's not going to get out of there. It's like Bees in the Trap will escape, but oh, Green Magic. Don't really know if you want to be here. High School does have a force. Oh, it actually doesn't have a force available. Smurf Shinobi. Going to run straight into Bees in the Trap again. Salem does still have mana for an arrow. They're going to fall back. It's another 1-for-2 exchange. Thundercats getting the better of that one yet again. In the meantime, Hannah Montana on this bottom lane, just split pushing him the lane out all by himself. Slark going to come in. Slark doesn't really have that much, though. Has power treads, and that's it. You can't really get that much done. I mean, Slark with levels is fearsome, but Slark is a hero that really just farmed. Didn't get it versus an OD because it's an OD. But, yeah, Lone Druid, well on his way towards AC, does have enough money for the plate mail. Here comes Common Unit again, and he can't get either of these heroes. They have a mech. It's not going to happen. Maybe he could get one of them if they get too close. Well, you're not going to get that guy. That's not going to happen. Here comes Slark going forward with the movement speed. Common Unit is going to get this turn around on him. Look at the bear and Hannah Montana with one chop. Smurf Shinobi going to try to turn this one around. Bees in the Trap with the Doom to help out as well. It will be enough. It's a double kill for Hannah Montana, and they're going to go straight to the bottom lane. 2 down from the Seal Cub Clubbing Club. And this tower is now not really long for life. There is still a Ravage. There is maxed out Plague Wards, but there are no wards on the floor. Why is the Venomancer not casting wards? I really don't know. Maybe they just plan on completely sacking it, but you might as well just slow them down a little bit, I guess, right? I guess it's a little bit cool that they could be not getting or denying them, but now the Plague Wards are up. That's not going to do anything. Tower does go down, and, well, Dire still have firm control of all of their towers. The most injured is the mid lane by, like, 70 HP. And they're holding strong onto all their towers, whilst at the same time taking all but one of the towers of the Radiant side. AC now up on the Lone Druid. It's going to be an easy Roshan for the Dire side, especially with High School packing a double damage rune. Only level 3 on that orb. Running low on mana, but yeah, there we go. Back up to full. Essence Aura is a pretty good spell, guys. OD was a double life. 2200 gold in the bank, plus a Force Staff. You go for Sheep Stick. You go for a Hyperstone if he really wants to, but I think Intelligence is probably going to be the way to go. The Bear, the Doom, they're all so tanky right now in Sccc. They don't have enough damage. They have Green Magic who do a little bit of damage to the Quills, but now with the Pipe up, there's going to be no damage from the Ravage, no damage from the Poison Nova, which is level 1 still, by the way. Next Assassin might be able to pierce through that pipe versus OD, but that's pretty much it. This tower is going to get absolutely demolished with this AC minus armor, plus, of course, the attack speed and everything like that. Lone Druid gets another tower, and they're going to breach the high ground. They're going to trade a tier 1 for a tier 3. Yeah, go do that anytime you can. And where's the Radiant's defense?
Dire's top tower.
There's the fortification. They don't have any initiation, though. The Tidehunter doesn't have a Blink Dagger. He needs to walk in for a Ravage. Definitely less than ideal. Back on the front lines, gonna get in prison. Gale as well. Common gonna get a huge 2-man impale, 3-man impale. Conti gonna walk in for a Ravage as well. Instantly the CM's down. Hannah Montana dropping low as well, but there's the mech. High School does still have his ultimate, does have the age as well. He's standing and fighting. There's the ultimate, not gonna do enough though. Smurf Shinobi gonna lose one bear. He is invisible jumping around ultimate. Salem's still on the front, on the outskirts of this fight. It is so far only a 2-for-2. Thought it would be better for the Radiant team, but this advantage from CC is just so goddamn much right now, and they're gonna lose everyone. Slark forced to buy back, Bristleback forced to buy back. The Rags are getting blended. Here comes Bees in the Trap one more time. He's gonna get turned around upon in an instant. Green Magic gonna try to go for High School, but High School is just barely gonna live. Does have an invisibility rune in his bottle. Green Magic gonna get beaten down by the pair of bears. Smurf Shinobi will go down to this urn. He's gonna make them pay for every single tick of that urn charge. It's a godlike streak. Holy shit streak with a rampage on top of that. This bear just went to town on the Sccc side, and there's the GG call, guys. Thundercats with a farmed lone druid shutting down all the lanes of the Steel Cub Clubbing Club. We're going to take this one to a victory. It's going to be them going to, or one of the 4 people going to round 4, I think. I think we're actually going to cover round 4 in the next game. But this gold per minute, XP per minute, Smurf Shinobi, they tried to shut him down, and, well, you see how well that works. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to be moving on to one more game, I think, for today. And then that's it for today. So stay tuned. GG.